What's up, people lovers? We are looking at a recorded game of 1300. Basserman redeemed some points on Twitch and is now trying to play against Salate. Our opponent is Hans. We ourselves are Franks, and the goal is to not die to CA. What are the predictions for this game? I would assume Basserman is clever enough to send in a lost game. So I think I want to... how do I even... Okay, I think this is reasonable, right? So scouting fields right. Oh, with Franks typically we are going on to no civ pick, by the way. Okay. With Franks typically we want to go scouts, and the typical scout build order is 3 on wood. This allows us to get to feudal age a bit faster. Also, maybe if you're an old school player, nowadays we only need to shoot war once. In the old days we were told to do 2. House spot is to my liking. Scouting seems really reasonable. Now the question, do we build a second house here? The problem is with this house, for example, the villager now needs to walk the full distance, right? Remember, every 30 seconds of walking time, you lose 10 resources. So this one could have just built the house here and go back. Now he'd send 5 on wood. Ooh, that's not 1 too many, that's 2 too many. So what I will predict is that we struggle with our feudal age timing. Typical play for Franks is to go up with pop 20. If you want to go for a light build order and like don't want to stretch yourself too thin, pop 21, pop 22 are options as well. Still absolutely competitive on the 1300 level. Okay, we are not going for scouts, we're going for a drush. That one is a hole. Let's hope that we see that one. And 4 on wood, okay, that makes somewhat sense. Then I still would have not liked you to go for the long distance berries. Yeah, this is all walking time that you really did not need. This one is still open. And we're opening with the drush apparently. Militia production should have already started. Now we're going for a mill. Don't like this placement too much. We don't need it 1 tile away. Unless we're really expecting a drush from our opponent. Typical rule of thumb, mining camps 1 tile away, lumber camps and mills directly touching. Unless we are expecting a drush of the opponent, then we can build the mill 1 tile away. Collecting the extra gold, all makes sense. 3 militia in the queue. Now we should know that he is around here. Oh, you spotted that even. After you saw this gold, you could have also scouted a bit to the right. Because 4 tile gold, you know that he has to be close to this. Right, so either he's to the bottom or to the left. So this one feels very likely. Okay. Okay, 3rd militia now. That house is something I would have built more in this area. Right, so like 2 tiles further to the left. And now we are starting to farm with Franks, which I really don't like in Dark Age. I always try to squeeze them in and just build them once you're at 93%. And then drop your farms. Also, you could have sent maybe number 4 and 5. Yeah, overall the build order looks really shaky, I have to say. Even for 1300 levels. Lots of idle TC as well. And yeah, now we are queuing up another villager. Oyoyoyoyoy. Okay, nice block here. Now the question is, while we are blocking, what's happening at home? idle town center, and we didn't click up for quite some time. We didn't find the kill, and way too many villagers on one lumber camp. I think once you go to 8, you want to have a second lumber camp. Also, other thing to remember, low HP villagers are next to our town center and want to build the farms. High HP villagers want to be out there, simply because if he wants to raid. Nice micro here, nice block, so that you know about that. Okay, now question for the chat. We are having 22 villagers. What is the typical uptime for 22 villagers, aka 23 population if we weren't rushing? Second nice villager pick. Okay. Why is AoE2 most popular? It's not. 1030 is correct. So we are aiming with very little lag to be at 1030, maybe 1035-ish, right? Now going for summer walls. Second lumber camp is desperately needed here. What is the ideal strategy for AoE2? I always get rushed. That's very complex. Depends on your civ, the opponent's civ. It also depends on your map, the opponent's map, also their strategy. So we're at 11:25. 10:30 is the perfect time. So we think, wow, we killed 2 villagers, we have to be ahead. But actually, we have 53 seconds of idle time. So we killed our own villagers indirectly by idling our town center and not having a shard build order. So if the opponent didn't have 50 seconds idle time, let's say we're playing against a 1600, we kill 2 villagers and are actually even. So this is like, you think you're ahead, but in reality, you're only ahead because your opponent did mistakes as well. Then, build order, villager distribution. This is the spot where we want to have 10 on wood. And yeah, right now we have 14 on wood. Also 4 on berries instead of 3 of berries. And now is the moment where we want to go into heavy farming. Typically, Franks also don't play on gold for quite some time. I think if you want to drush, which is okay, I still want... Nah, we can follow up with archers. It is a bit of a mind game. The typical thing is simply to pop 20 scouts. By far the best strategy with Franks against basically all civilizations. Except maybe some meso where we want to build men-at-arms. Okay, now we are pulling away from wood to go for farms. That makes sense. Okay, still 8 on 1 wood line. Something we don't often want to have. Also 8 and 4, not the prettiest split. And now, are we producing? Okay, we're going for a spearman. We know that the opponent is going for a stable. This one could be a nice block. We might find some more kills. Okay. Good job. Scout should really help out. Now, let's see. We already saw that you're really good at blocking. Nice. Finding another kill. So now we're 3 ahead, but losing some. Our own spearman is a bit out of position. That's normal on this level to not have the macro. We're getting attacked everywhere now. Villagers being pulled. And you see, low HP villager. She's in there, and she could have died earlier. So always have the low HP ones next to your town center. This is idle. This will get better once you improve in your macro as well. Archers here. And now the question is, how do you want to maneuver this against the scouts? Do you want to have spearmen on all spots? Or do you want to wall? And I think just small walling your resources, 1 spearman here, 1 spearman here, and then trying to slowly get into control might be better. Going for another attack. Micro at the front is really solid. Could still be worth upgrading to Man-at-Arms while your opponent base and he is open. Yeah, I think it's actually not super crazy. One spearman at the front and we could do lots of stuff. Because the opponent struggles a lot to clear us up. We have Men-at-Arms and 2 spearmen here. But okay, we lose them now. And we were on gold. Okay. So our idle time now is at 140. So we basically lost 4 villagers due to idle time only. This is something we really, really need to focus on. Farming. Heck. That's not pretty. It's not the worst thing. It's only visual, but would have liked obviously to have them properly aligned. You know how to get that one closer, right? Just chop the tree, hit it once, and you can build a farm above it. Also, farming around this one could work. I like that you're checking at the right hand side here, and you're walling the bottom. Okay, so now we are completely stable. It's still open here. You should have seen it multiple times now. 2 on gold, not the perfect distribution for being on an archer range. Quick question in the chat again. How many villagers do we need on gold for 1 archer range production? 4. Yep, 3.5. 4 to be safe, exactly. Also, typical rule of thumb, don't move out if you don't have fletching, unless you're Winchester. Fletching could have really helped. And so we have 10 on wood, exactly what we wanted. 17 farmers feels reasonable. Gold transition now needs to get over here. And yeah, although we killed, how many? We killed 3 of his villagers, we also lost 3. That hurts. Yeah, we lost 3 on this wood line. Is it okay to use stragglers for walling? If you can wall behind it. Right. We are not really using them. Okay, skirms now as the defense, and we will lose all our army. This one will be annoying. And yeah. Now we are waiting for golds. For Man-at-Arm archers, you move out before fletching or no? You can for the early pressure, yeah. But this one is not Man-at-Arm archer. Okay, we still find a villager kill. Now 9 on gold, pulling those 3 away. Okay, so we're super stable now. What I really like to do now is getting the gold upgrade, preparing the blacksmith with all the upgrades. What do we have? Not a single blacksmith upgrade yet. Okay, we're clicking up at a reasonable time, but as you can see, idle time now 2:39. Calculation 2:39. That is 159 seconds divided by 25. We lost over 6 villagers just to idle town center. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, stable. That hole. Yeah, that's just like really sloppy. Like you saw the units going out multiple times, or like in and out. Also, I don't think you need a single archer anymore here. Also, I don't think you need to rush the stable, right? You took 3 villages, still 1.5 minutes away. Nice quick waltz. Still 1.5 minutes away from the next stage. We actually need it. Okay, now we're walling off. Makes sense. Villager losses now up to 6. So, if we were walled and didn't have idle TC, we right now would be at 44 instead of 32 villagers. And that one is dying as well. You're fighting uphill. I think you could have won that one. It was downhill. 7 villagers down. Okay, now double stable. So, first of all, your analysis of the situation was not correct. Thinking that you had a better start and that you were ahead. As we can see, you're 3 villagers behind. You lost 7 villagers to raids. You had idle TC for 6, but we don't need to constantly mention that. Also, like in the... If you like, that's kind of the step from like 1600 to K or something. Like those low HP villagers should be around farms then. Pull those away after raids. Now you're walling here. I think I would have liked a gate in some form. You go for armor. That makes lots of sense. 3 stables, not a thing. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let's pull out the calculator, shall we? Oh, I haven't used the links in so long. Calculator here. I'm not sure if that one is still correct. Add row knights. Number of facilities 3. Villager production, yes. So we need 28 on food, 21 on gold, and 12 on wood. For 3 stables. That's 61 villagers for 3 stable production. Obviously that's without upgrades. You will have better upgrades. And we had 34. Why would though? To replace farms. Yeah. So let's say you need like 50 villagers without upgrades, right? So just stay on 2. I think the only way you can play 3 is like if you have an unheard eco and go for like Berbers, or you have massive amounts of eco upgrades. Second mining camp could have helped. I can see that. Yep. 16 on gold, 12 on food. That's not enough. Remember, you have roughly 5 villagers to produce villagers. So you basically have 6 villagers right now for your 3 stables. Now you send your army further forward. I like that. Not really helping out too much, but maybe a bit annoying next to the wood line. And now the big question is, do we add skirms or do we just play knights? I know that Doubt would obviously always just continue with knights. This one is open, by the way. Okay, we're finding more villager kills. That's nice. How is our eco rolling behind it? No second town center. Now an archery range. We're adding a second archery range, although we are not using the first one. Okay, what is Survivalist saying? Survivalist is saying Frank Foragers. And we want to have 3 knights, right? So 3 knights, they say... I'm not sure if we have wheelbarrow. But 20 on gold, 18 on farms. And we also want to have villagers, right? Bub. So 6 farmers. So we need 24 farmers, 20 on gold, roughly. And then some wood villagers. Yeah. So still far away from what we have as an economy. Okay, now I think you could have maybe forced a bit of fights. This one is obviously open. Okay, now this should be hell for him. Is he walled at the front here? Yes, he is. Okay. That's why your knights are going the weird way. Those should raid. That's obviously tricky now. But you should be in full control. Yeah, and now you're spreading yourself too thin. Like, triple stable, double archery range, siege workshop. You don't really have the clear plan where you want to go. And what your next step is. This is like, especially if you go for this scenario where both of you are fully walled. Just use the time, okay, we are both walled and you're advancing to Castle Age. What are the next steps? How is the game going to play out? What are my moves? If he's going Cav Archers, what do I do? And I don't think you come up with triple stable, double archery range siege workshop without any production. Okay, now they are fully walled. Now Hans has a pretty easy way to play this, right? They're fully walled, they can go for CA. But you also are Franks. And yeah, Scorpion is okay. I don't mind it. Could have been a forward siege workshop as well. But now they're soon getting the scary amount, right? They're at 16 already. You commit to another villager kill or you don't. Okay, what are our eco upgrades saying? 2-2. Okay, I like that. Okay, so still like the ranges are weird. Either we go skirms or we go scorpions. One of the two is good enough. This is a hill, that's why the TC is a bit weird. Maybe deleting 1-2 could have been a bit easier. Maybe town center there is fine as well. Okay, and now you're in the position where you are sitting at home and he can just mess up Cav Archers. And this is the really easy play for him. Yeah. Not even sure if he doesn't have armor, which he doesn't. The attack upgrade is not really giving you anything. I think you always 7 hit. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe with Scorpion in combination, it makes sense a bit more. Okay, 30C could be a thing. They're going Knights now. He goes forward Siege Workshop. That's on the ballsy side, I believe. Oh, that's ballsy here. I think Mangonel could pop and kill all our scorpions. That seems really risky. But okay, okay. Mangonel here. Mangonel second shot. Okay. Don't say micro. Ooh, I think I would have stayed in there a bit longer. We had 9 knights directly next to him. Huh. Okay. And you don't want to send one scorpion in, you want to wait for more. Also with your wood and stone, I always go for the 30C instead of the mining camp. You had the resources for the town center, so decided to go for the mining camp. Also, why do we need stone right now? Is a castle helping us? Is there one single spot that we need to hold? Is there a unique unit that is really good for us that we can do? Is there an aggressive castle that we can build? If we build a castle here, which is like the dream castle in this area, you can just attack the left-hand side and continue to raid there. If we build it to the left-hand side, we still didn't protect the center. Toby, heyo. Yeah, now we have lots of losses. Opponent still doesn't have ballistics. Okay, those are some good scorpion hits. You always want to aim towards the one at the front that he's moving. So if you move him from top to bottom, you want to aim at the bottom CA to get better shots in. And here you're disengaging again. Ay. I would have really liked you to commit there. He was low HP, you could have been chasing. I'm not sure if we have husbandry. Really important against CA to get husbandry. Looks like no, but I don't 100% know. Click on knight, you can see the speed. Okay. 135. I don't know what that means. I think we don't have it. Maybe someone can enlighten us. So 2 TCs are working. Now we pulled away from stone. No husbandry then? Yeah. So husbandry is crucial. Now a market? Ooh, I don't know what for, to be honest. Okay, we'll find some more villager kills. It's a bit of a waste. There's our fish. Doesn't excite me too much though. Oh, that's costly. Ay. And yeah, we resigned. GG. Okay. Notepad. What did we... good. Will blocking was really nice. I like that. Upgrades were really nice. Upgrades, like in the sense that you got both armors, you got the both wood upgrades, timely. Walls. The idea of walls and the base design was fine for me. Like where you placed everything, I like that. What to improve on? So I think we want to improve on idle TC, Dark Age. Then we want to know what is the strength of our Civ, right? That's knowledge. That's something that will take time. Strength of Civ. Army composition. Right? So, strength of Civs, Franks, is just Scout Rush. Incredibly strong. Yeah, you can go for Madams. Yeah, you can make a Rush happen. But have a good reason for it. Maybe you wanted to play mind games and it's all good. Then... yeah, you surprised them and the Drush paid off, right? So, it's just... That's a question, right? Always ask yourself, what's the strength of the Civ? And then make a conscious decision. And then versus CA, get husbandry. And a major thing is simply villager distribution, right? Get a good idea. Like reaching feudal age with 14 on wood is rarely something we see. You were floating endless amount of wood. Then we had too few on gold, then too many on gold, It's like a typical overreaction there. Yeah, and yeah, I think lots of stuff was really nice. Honestly, think you punished his open map quite a bit. Yeah. Anything we missed? Rewalling against the scouts? But that's something he knows, right? Like here, that's something like check for holds. Maybe. Yeah. But that's more like game specific, not like general idea specific. Not so many production buildings. Yeah, that's also something like he didn't remember building the archery range. He didn't produce out of it. Not sure if it was a misclick or something. Yeah. Overall, for 1300, I think solid game. Solid game. Did we miss anything? Not really, right? Very specific for the game, but what lost the game? The whole? Yeah, the whole. Just like the scouts finding 7 villager kills in Dark Age. I think that lost the game. Yeah. If we didn't have those losses, just walled earlier, spearman positioning. Yeah, maybe spearman positioning. Spearman positioning versus scouts. Maybe pre-wall a bit, something like that. So next game I have to focus more on my eco. Yeah, it's actually like the brutal thing that I sometimes do in my coaching, and people get really mad at me, is like I would have rewatched that game and only keep my camera here and nowhere else. And just think like the game is often won here. Obviously the camera is somewhere else and the shenanigans and what the hypecasters are screaming about is not happening here. But if this one runs perfectly, it's okay. No matter what you do at the front. You can have the worst micro, you can have no unit control, build the wrong unit, but if your whole economy setup is developing smoothly, you're having 7 more villagers, you reach castle age 2 minutes earlier, you have extra town centers, you can get relics and such, and that's obviously very undervalued, I would think. Okay, that was it. Goodbye on YouTube.